Greetings, Team Faithful. I hope you're having a wonderful day. However, I must say, the situation is becoming quite concerning. If you're still keeping faith in this New York team, I admire your optimism. But honestly, the outlook doesn't look too promising. Recently, they faced a team from Detroit and lost the series, and they also fell short in a series against San Francisco. A significant part of the problem lies in the performance of the starting pitchers. Let's talk about Carlos Rodon. On Sunday's game against San Francisco, Rodon looked solid through the first 3 innings. Unfortunately, a rough stretch during the game threw him off rhythm. Over his last 3 starts, he's posted an alarming ERA of 6.80. In Sunday's outing, he pitched 5.2 innings, gave up 4 earned runs, allowed 3 walks, and struck out 8. In a previous game, he lasted 6 innings, allowed 5 earned runs, issued 3 walks, and again struck out 8. In another appearance, he also went 6 innings, giving up 4 earned runs, 4 walks, and 5 strikeouts. These numbers are far below what's expected from a pitcher who is supposed to help fill the void left by a key teammate. I acknowledge that one pitcher has stepped up so far, and I don't want to diminish his performance, but Rodon is being paid the same and needs to deliver far better results. His opening day outing was solid, but what happened after that? I previously mentioned I thought Rodon would settle in after his second start of the season, but clearly his recent performances have proven otherwise. Just 1 more earned run pushed his ERA over 7 in his last 3 outings. We need players like him to step up, especially with our ace out for the season. It's a deeply frustrating situation, and yet there's another starter who also began the season shakily. Since then, his outings haven't been much to write home about. Another earned run added recently has now pushed his ERA above 7 in his last 3 games. These are moments where we need our high-paid players to rise to the occasion. This is really starting to wear on me. And let's talk about another pitcher whose first 2 appearances of the year were far from good. I already voiced my concerns, yet some still defended him. Fair enough. I'd love to be wrong. But what happened next? He got shelled in that very game, allowing 5 runs and not even making it out of the first inning. Now, conveniently, he's landed on the injured list due to knee inflammation, as if that justifies his performance. And what about his first 2 starts? Are we blaming those on the knee too? If that's the case, he shouldn't have been on the mound in the first place. He's being paid a considerable amount of money and considers himself a starter, so he needs to perform like one and justify that salary, because we haven't seen that so far. I'd rather watch a young minor leaguer trying to prove himself than see this. It's just absurd what we've had to witness as fans, especially from this starting rotation. Aside from one pitcher, again, not to overlook another who's also performed well, particularly in Saturday's game against San Francisco, allowing just 2 runs, there's been very little to be proud of. He was excellent, but when you have one guy making a lot and another making even more, this is unacceptable. We need better performances. We're currently sitting at 8 wins and 7 losses, heading into a series against Kansas City. Yes, we're at home, but if we get swept here, we'll fall below .500 while facing teams leading their divisions. The AL East is extremely competitive right now. I understand it's still early, but this rotation doesn't inspire confidence. Thank God one particular player is coming back. We need him now more than ever. This rotation makes me uneasy, except for one arm. And that's it. I completely get that it's early in the season, but the current state of the rotation makes me nervous. Thankfully, we have a new pitcher on the way, and we desperately need him. Aside from that standout in this new addition, I don't trust the rotation at all. We'll talk about another pitcher once he returns, but that could take a while. In the meantime, we need others to step up and perform at a high level. The truth is, these guys are getting paid well, and that money could have been spent more wisely. I have great respect for one of them. I genuinely believe he has tremendous talent, but his recent performances are worrisome. He's been pitching like a 5th starter, logging innings, sure, but also giving up walks and runs, and that's just not acceptable. This is extremely alarming to me. Aside from the one pitcher who justifies a spot in our rotation, there are far too many question marks. It's sad that we're in this situation. Will there be changes soon? Will this pitcher regain his confidence and be effective? I hope so. The front office is likely just as concerned. We often express frustration about how money is spent, and here we are with significant financial commitments to pitchers who aren't delivering. The same goes for another player. It's demoralizing to have to rely on guys like this. What bothers me most is that during spring training, he was vocal about wanting to be a starter, and that's fine. But now he has to be one, and an effective one, to be clear. To be fair, he never said he'd be a frontline starter, just that he was a starter. So, in that sense, he was right. When the team signed him, I was genuinely excited. I saw promise in him based on a strong first half that season. He was a solid starter. He just claimed to be a starter, and I suppose that was accurate. When he was signed, I felt hopeful because of his performance in the first half. But then he got injured and hasn't been the same since. Still, I thought, maybe he can bounce back and be good again. Instead, it's been one issue after another. He never got back on track. In May last year, he had a phenomenal stretch with a 1.67 ERA. But after that, it all fell apart, culminating in an 8.80 ERA in September. So when it comes to this pitcher, I don't know what you're seeing that makes you think he's a great player, because in September, his ERA was 8.80. And so far this year, he's got an ERA of 11.57. What are we doing here? And now we're up against another competitive baseball team. Sure, they're 8-8, but they're still a good team, just like we thought we were. We have to win this series. If not, we'll face yet another team eager to prove themselves. I hope we can bounce back because this rotation is not doing well, and we've got one guy on the injured list. I won't say anything more, but I do wish him well, and if he comes back, I hope he performs. But still, an ERA of 11.57 for him, and 6.80 for another recently? This is unbelievable. That's a lot of money being wasted right now. We could have a young minor leaguer pitching like that, eating innings. It's absolutely frustrating and, honestly, worrying. Let me know what you all think. Thanks so much for your time, and take care. But before we continue, please remember to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support allows us to keep bringing you the latest news about the New York Yankees. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments. In a move that could electrify the Bronx faithful, the New York Yankees are reportedly preparing an ambitious bid to bring back a familiar face, Luis Severino. Once the golden arm of the Yankees rotation, Sevy left Pinstripes behind after the 2023 season for a brief yet encouraging stint with the Mets and, most recently, a record-breaking deal with the Oakland Athletics. Now, whispers around the league suggest that the Yankees are ready to reverse the breakup and rewrite the story with one of their most polarizing pitchers of the past decade. Could Severino be headed home? Severino's journey has been nothing short of dramatic. The Dominican right-hander burst onto the MLB scene in 2015, but it was the 2017 and 2018 seasons that truly showcased his electric talent. 2 All-Star nods and a top-3 finish in the Cy Young voting established him as an ace. Injuries, however, cast a long shadow over his career from 2019 through 2021, halting his momentum and turning his once promising trajectory into a question mark. Despite those setbacks, his dominance on the mound remained undeniable when healthy, with memorable moments like his near no-hitter in 2022 proving he still had magic in his arm. Fast forward to 2023, and Severino's final year with the Yankees ended in frustration. A 6.65 ERA and another significant injury, a high-grade oblique strain, ended his season prematurely and ushered in an off-season of uncertainty. The Yankees chose to move on, and Severino crossed town to sign a 1-year, $13 million deal with the Mets. There, he showed flashes of his former brilliance, most notably with a complete game shutout against the Marlins. By season's end, he had re-established some of his value, compiling a respectable 11-7 record and a 3.91 ERA across 182 innings. His efforts were rewarded with a historic 3-year, $67 million deal with the Oakland Athletics, the largest in franchise history. But while Oakland celebrated landing a high-profile free agent, Severino's heart may have never fully left New York. Sources close to the Yankees front office suggest that internal discussions have intensified in recent weeks, with management considering a trade package that would reunite Severino with the team that first discovered his talent as an international free agent back in 2011. Despite his contract and the Athletics' apparent rebuilding plans, the Yankees believe Severino could be the missing piece in a rotation searching for both depth and postseason poise. For Yankees fans, a Severino return would be more than just a roster move. It would be a full-circle moment. From young phenom to injury-plagued veteran, and now a seasoned competitor, Severino's story in New York is one of brilliance, heartbreak, and unfinished business. Whether the deal materializes or not, the very idea of a reunion speaks volumes about the impact he left in Pinstripes, and the hope that maybe, just maybe, Sevy's best chapters in the Bronx are still to come. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the New York Yankees, please subscribe to our channel and give us a like. We always appreciate your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.